I really, really hope this works. Let's see if it works. Carla Marie, why don't you do everyone a favor and count to 3.
1, 2, 3.
All right. If you heard Carla Marie in the chat, please say, I heard Carla Marie. All right, we hear Carla Marie. You don't have to be nervous.
Oh, thank you.
You're good to go.
Oh, my God.
As you can see, Carla Marie is a little pixelated. And
am I?
I think that's because Ron DeSantis heard she was coming to town and took the Wi-Fi out of all of Orlando, apparently. Isn't this your second hotel?
Yeah. So apparently there was a outage yesterday at the first hotel. I didn't even get to the first hotel, but my niece was like, we're not staying there. Like, it's not even that nice. So we were able to switch to another hotel with like, got money back, everything. And yeah, but like the Wi-Fi here is like we can't even like use the internet, like even our phone, there's no like service. You can't even like use it in the bathroom of our room. So I'm outside of the lobby where they told me this is the best Wi-Fi.
I mean, it's a beautiful
like, they
background.
Don't care about it. I know. I mean, I feel like I'm in Jamaica, but it's very humid. I'm wet.
I mean, it sounds a lot like Florida, actually.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jordan Puyallup just updated her subscription. I know Mark did. Tacoma Swifty cheered with 100 bits. And you can't see this unless you're in the chat, Carla Marie.
Level 3, the hype train.
Did we get through level 3 or are we in level 3
I'm going to tell my family to bring me drinks.
Oh, you should. Kind of like when we were in Jamaica.
Yeah, hold on.
All right, level 3 is completed, by the way. What are you doing over there, Carla Marie?
I'm telling them, bring me drink.
So I actually, sometimes, not often, but sometimes Carla Marie and I will critique each other or give each other tips of things we can do better, right? That's what we've been doing since the very beginning of My Day Friday. And after the last My Day Friday podcast, I was listening back and I said, Carla Marie, you know what you could do to make things a little better is when you're doing things like Googling something or texting someone, instead of just stopping and taking yourself out completely, you should just say, oh, I'm going to text my family and then read it out.
I did say that.
Not until I asked.
Well, I did.
So I did something yesterday, Carla Marie, and I don't know if I'm getting to full, like, corny dad status or if I was just in a really good mood.
Okay. I don't even need to hear this and know that you're probably already there, but let's hear it.
So I was driving in yesterday. I want to talk about this too, but I knocked out so many things off of my to-do list yesterday. And I think I learned a new skill actually. But I was driving down in Ballard towards, well, if you're familiar with the area, it would be towards 20th Street in Ballard.
Okay.
And there was a woman leaving her apartment, but it was like one of those apartments where like the door is right on the street. So she got out and she was basically like right next to the car. And I noticed she was wearing a McDowell's t-shirt. And if you're not familiar with McDowell's, it is the fake McDonald's from Coming to America.
Oh, yes.
It has the golden arcs, not the golden arches, all of that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Amanda O'Brien, thank you for the 5 gifted subs.
Isn't the backstory they tried getting McDonald's to be a part of the movie and McDonald's was like, no, and then it ended up blowing up?
I don't remember that. But she was wearing the shirt. It was like a very typical brand shirt. And I rolled down the window to yell across the street, hey, love your shirt. And you could tell that she didn't even realize anyone was talking to her at first. And she like looked around, then she looked down. She was like, oh, and then she found me and waved. And it was a fantastic like interaction. But after I did it, I was like, who am I? What did I just do?
I'm glad you did that. And I think we do need to do that more. I mean, we literally have a company that is based off of shirts and people telling them they like their shirts. So
that's true. Oh, let's see. Lenny from Queens said, fun fact, McDowell's was really a Wendy's on Queens Boulevard.
Huh. Well, that sucks for Wendy's.
Didn't they actually, for the second movie, I believe they turned it into a McDowell's as like a movie promo or something.
That's cool.
Let's see. Nick Wax in the chat said, I don't think it's weird at all. What did you just get shocked from?
I was trying to tell a family that their luggage was about to fall off their luggage thing, and I didn't get it in time.
Did it fall? Yeah, it happens. But you also, speaking of, I guess, McDonald's, you went to the largest one ever yesterday?
The world's largest McDonald's. And it was pretty basic, but like a cool experience. Like
So was it just large and like it's a huge building, but it does all the same things? Like, what's so special about this place?
They have pizza, and they have pasta chicken Alfredo, which we didn't get, but we got the pizza.
So it's like an Italian restaurant?
Pizza, but like you can't like order at the counter. It's like one of the kiosks, so you have to order like on a screen, which is how they get you. Because if you don't have to sit there and tell a person how fat your order is, you just tell the computer. So we're like, yeah, we'll each get a cheeseburger, and we're gonna get 30 nuggets and fries. And we started adding all this stuff. And when the photo that I posted, did I end up posting it? I have to. It was absurd. Just absurd the amount of food that we got. But we tried the pizza. How much was the
total of the order?
$67. $67?
Oh, that's not bad
for 3 people.
That's not bad at all. I feel like I could do 40 by myself if I really wanted to. That's not a good thing.
But everything at McDonald's is like $2.
That's true.
So we tried the pizza. And you could get the pizza with marinara sauce or Alfredo sauce. We went marinara.
Okay, classic.
It tasted like freezer burnt shitty pizza. Alyssa, my niece, and I hated it. Her boyfriend was like, oh, no. This is totally like, I'm giving it a 7. And we're like, it's a 3.
A 7?
He was like, well, now, listen, and for the record, he's like second, wait, what are you? You're first generation American?
Yeah.
So he is first generation American. Like his family is from Italy. His parents like speak Italian and English. And this guy has the audacity to tell me that pizza was a 7.
So he thinks that if he took his like parents down to Orlando and went to the largest McDonald's in the world and had their regular ass pizza, that they would be pleased with their time there.
I don't think they would be, but I think he thinks, like, I don't know what's wrong with him.
What else did you have there? Any other non-regular McDonald's items?
For me, yes. I've never had a McDonald's bacon cheeseburger, and it was awful.
Wait, you've never had a cheeseburger?
From McDonald's, I never had like a bacon cheeseburger. Actually, I've had a Big Mac, I guess. But so there were like a bunch of teenager boys behind us. And I think they said there was ravioli. I didn't see that on the menu. And they were like, the ravioli was really good. And I'm like, I can't.
I wouldn't trust that either.
No.
I don't think, now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever had a bacon cheeseburger from McDonald's either. I think the burgers I've had have just been like a Big Mac. Or normally I go chicken at McDonald's. I'm a chicken sandwich person, the crispy chicken.
So I do see Lee in the chat and Nick Wax are talking about, I believe, how other countries have different McDonald's menus. Mm-hmm. And Lee said in China she went, it was such a cool experience, like completely different from the U.S. It was super fancy and they bring the food to your table.
Don't they have
this country?
There's a country that has like their buns are black. Like it's still bread, but it's like a different type of bread. I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about. Maybe I made that up. But I also believe that in McDonald's in Canada, up in Canada, you can get poutine at the McDonald's.
That makes sense.
Crazy Dream Girl said, I think that's Japan or China. Well, if Lee has been to the one in China, she can let us know if they've got black buns there.
Yeah, please let us know.
Ooh, let's see. I went to McDonald's in Monaco because we couldn't afford the other restaurants. Where'd we go? And it was actually nice.
It was so nice.
I'm trying to think. I've definitely done KFC in different countries. We did it when we were in Jamaica, and it was a very similar experience. They have like different sauces and stuff, but it was similar. And I think I went to the McDonald's in Lebanon when I visited for the first time, and there wasn't anything like that stood out dramatically.
They don't have, like, what would they have at a McDonald's in Lebanon?
I don't know. I don't see Lebanese people being like, oh, I'm going to go to McDonald's for some hummus. Yeah, or like fattoush.
Hummus and fries, though?
I mean, hummus and fries sounds good. I don't know if they'd go well with McDonald's fries, though. Because McDonald's fries are very salty. But if you get like...
I woke up...
What?
In the middle of the night, and it felt like my tongue was sandpaper because we literally just ate salt. And I was like, this was not the way to start the trip. I should have taken a bikini photo as soon as I got here.
Yeah, but this is Disney. You're not going to like.
Well, no, like today they're at the pool, which is kind of right here, and there's like an MC there's a guy on a mic, and I think it's a pool workout.
Like a resort MC?
Yeah, we're at a resort.
God,
we don't have Disney money. We're not staying in Disney.
I'll tell you what.
I looked up how much it costs to stay at Animal Kingdom last night because I was curious, and it's $600 a night.
That sounds like a lot. And how many rooms do you guys have?
2. But my room, like, we just checked in today to my room because Gabriella, my other niece, just got here, and we have conjoining rooms.
That's pretty cool. Gemma the Gemini said Japan has the black bun, so thank you for validating the weird fact that I had in my my brain. And we didn't talk about this because we were more concerned with making sure we were actually live and everyone could hear Carla Marie and myself. But to all the middle children out there, happy Middle Child Day. That's what all that trivia was right before we kicked off the show.
I don't know. This is my identity problem.
Okay.
People are looking at me as I say that around here. I don't know what I am.
What do you mean?
So I have a younger sister. And then I'm like, but then I have an older sister who's 15 years older than me, right? And then an older brother.
So explain your family, the way your family is laid out for people who aren't familiar, Carla Marie.
I really wish I could draw this with them.
The floor plan of the Carla Marie clan.
Okay. So my dad got married before he knew my mom existed, and they had 3 girls. My mom, before she met my dad, had my older brother and older sister. Okay? Then they divorced these people and met each other, and then Ashley and I were born. So you're kind of, in one way, the oldest child, right? Because I would say, no, because like I grew up with my older brother and sister just being my older brother and sister, not necessarily knowing that it was weird that they were 15 and 17 years older than me until like I was well into school and realized no one else's siblings were that much older than them. So like I always grew up thinking I was the older, middle sibling.
I think you're an oldest and a middle sibling because a lot of, obviously, like the reason people identify with other people who are, Hala Hav brings up a good point. The Carla Marie floor plan that I was asking you to diagram earlier, it's just called a family tree. I should have just said that. So thanks, Hav. Thanks for the vocabulary lesson. So you're an oldest child in your parents' relationship, but in their current relationship, but overall, you're you're the youngest of the middle children, I guess.
I don't know. All I know is that
the youngest of the middle children.
I've always just felt like I was the middle because I used to always relate to Jan the most on the Brady Bunch. But like, hi everyone at this resort that I'm yelling that to, and Ashley Marie is without a doubt though the youngest child. Like she has every quality of a psychopath younger child.
Well, your sister Tina Marie in the chat said you're the middle. You're definitely not the oldest.
Yeah, I mean I'm definitely not the oldest.
So, what else do we have here in the chat? There's also, for anyone who was here on, what was it, Tuesday?
Oh, yeah, that's true. I guess Tina Marie and I are technically the middle siblings.
That makes sense.
That is so weird to think that we are, and we're so many years apart. Okay, go.
For anyone who was here on Tuesday, I explained my ordeal from throwing out my back on Monday and how I went to Carla Marie's chiropractor, got it all worked out.
Yeah.
If anyone was concerned, I'm feeling great today. That's not why I brought that up. I brought that up because I decided last night and this morning that Carla Marie and her chiropractor plotted against me to ruin my entire week.
Why?
And I'm going to explain why. So when I left, the last thing the chiropractor did, thank you, Marijuana, for the gifted subs. Appreciate you. The last thing the chiropractor did before I left his office on Monday afternoon was he gave me that PT tape.
It's kinetic tape, KT,
kinetic tape,
something like that. Yeah.
Whatever it's called. And it was blue. If you go back to the stream from Tuesday, you can see that. And it was all down my back and across my lower back. So 2 strips down my back, 1 strip across my lower back. And he was like, yeah, you can keep this on for a while. You'll be fine. said, okay, cool.
Yeah, you can keep it on for a few days.
And then right before Carla Marie left to Florida, I was like, I wonder if I should take this off because I'm going to be
have
stuck.
Me take it off.
Yeah. Because I'm going to be stuck by myself and probably have some difficulty getting all of this off.
Yeah, it's kinesio tape, by the way. Kinetic is like energy.
Yeah, it gave me some energy. I don't know. So Carla Marie convinces me to leave it on. She says, no, it's fine. You'll be fine until I get back from Florida, or you could take it off yourself.
I actually said, as much as I would love to rip that off of your back, you got to keep it on.
So here's what happened. I have now done the sauna at the gym twice. I've taken a few showers, and the tape started to come off. Like, not even just look weird. It like started to fall off like shitty wallpaper in an old house, right? Just like hanging off my back. So I said, okay, I'm going to rip this thing off. And taking the tape off wasn't that bad. I thought it was going to like rip my skin a little bit. It didn't do that. What did end up happening, though, was all of the tape residue is still on my back. And the way that it was taped, it was like very much the center of my back, all the way up, all the way down. 2 different pieces of tape. Trying to get the tape residue off of my back alone has been an ordeal for the past 12 hours. All of my shirts.
You have a back scrubber.
It wasn't doing it. There wasn't enough pressure that I could.
I have nail
polish
polish
my back
remover.
hurts.
Go put nail polish remover on it.
So I was sticking, if I was not wearing a shirt, like sitting in this chair without a shirt, I was sticking to the chair. My shirt's all stuck to me. When I went to the gym yesterday, every time I laid down, my shirt would stick to me even more, and then I'd have to pull it off of my back.
But how's your back feel?
Back feels great, actually. It's a little like there's certain ways that I probably shouldn't be bending or twisting, but there's really no pain. It's just like a little sore, kind of.
Okay.
But what I did this morning, because I took a shower and I was like, it looks gross. If I go to the sauna later today, it's going to be this like weird black streak on my back. You pointed to something, Carla Marie. What were you going to say?
But I think people aren't going to make fun of you. People at the
Say
gym,
that again because you broke up for a second.
People aren't going to make fun of you at the gym because you have like that on your back, because they're all athletes and they understand.
No. I'm not worried about someone coming up and being like, oh, bro, you're gross. Get out of here. That's not what I'm worried about. I'm just worried about all the people who aren't going to say anything out loud and like, what the hell's wrong with that guy's back? That's disgusting. Does he shower?
Do you care? Do you honestly care?
A little bit. I see these people. These are the people I see the most in my entire life. So I see them on a daily basis. But
and you got another number at the gym. You didn't talk about that.
I did get another number. We'll talk about that. Mama Marie in the chat says, Freddie Marie says to use body cream. Here's what I did this morning. I grabbed the back scrubber that Carla Marie had mentioned earlier, but getting the proper pressure and torque on that thing to really remove some stubborn sticker residue wasn't working. So I was like, what can I possibly do? Because at some point I'm gonna be pressing so hard that I'm gonna re-injure my back in this weird position. So I took the scrubber with the handle and I held it against the wall and I smacked my back up against the wall and I started blue bearing.
Stop.
Like bare necessities.
Like a Charmin bear.
The back with the scrubber. And if anyone had
I don't want to even think.
If anyone had walked into the shower at that point,
well, who would be walking into my shower?
I don't know. But had anyone done that?
What's happening?
If anyone had done that, they would have thought I was Baloo the Bear from Jungle Book, or I was auditioning for Juvenile's Back That Ass Up video. Like I was taking over for the 99 into 2000. Cash Money Records, baby. That's what I was just up and down this whole thing.
This is a family resort.
But I think I got all of the tape residue off. It took about 15 to 20 minutes.
I did see a lot of people in the chat saying baby oil. And I do have an Anthony baby oil story that I want to tell quickly, even though it wasn't on today's list.
Okay, go for it.
So 6 years... What? Sorry, you broke up.
I said go for it.
Oh, 6 years ago, I lived with Anthony and Sam from Elvis Duran in the Morning Show and Coaster Boy Josh and a few other people.
And Jammers.
and Jamil, and I lived there for like 3 months. And Sam, Anthony, and I shared a bathroom. And I remember one day I went up to Sam. I was like, Sam, I'm going to buy new baby oil because I've been using your baby oil to shave all the time. Sorry, I'll get the next bottle. And she looked at me dead ass and goes, that's not my baby oil. And I said, whose is it? She's like, that's Anthony's.
I love baby oil. I think that's the one thing. I'm going to go to Target today and buy some baby oil.
No, you're not.
Why?
Because it makes the shower just, my parents will remember this. I was barred from using baby oil in our shower at home because it like makes the residue just like pinned to the walls and it makes it extra scummy.
What, you spray it on the walls? What are you talking
No,
about?
in the water. You're not using it.
I'm using baby oil. No, my favorite. So when I'm at my parents' house, when I visit New Jersey, I use it after the shower. I take a little baby oil after the shower, lather myself up. It's fantastic. It's a great moisturizer.
Yeah, that's fine. See, I was using it to shave, so it would rinse in the shower.
Oh, no. I lather it up. I feel like I feel the best. I feel the dewiest when I'm using baby oil.
You need to mix it with lotion.
Why?
That's what I do.
But I just use it as lotion.
Like, do you just slide around?
Yeah, I go on slip and slides all the time.
Okay. Things we need to talk about today. We didn't get to yet.
Okay. The fact that oh my God, you have a custom Disney. You're one of those families.
We are. And this is actually for Magic Kingdom tomorrow, but I needed to wear it on the stream today.
So you're all going to wear that?
Yeah, so mine says Aunt Carla Marie. Gabriella says Auntie Bella. Michael's, I don't even know what his says.
Auntie
and then
Bella?
I think
like antipasta?
No, but Alyssa ordered me a large by accident, so we need to like cut it. It's like tied and rolled up all around. So yeah.
So everyone has their actual names on them.
I'm so excited because I've always wanted to go to Disney with someone who wants to wear matching shirts, and no one ever has, except when I was here with my sister's cheerleading squad. But it was never a Disney.
I'm not a matching shirt.
That's bullshit because when we were on the Norwegian cruise, we all wore matching shirts and we took dumbass family photos.
Yeah, but that was more of like doing it ironically. Oh, Carla Marie's frozen. No, you're there now.
No, I'm here.
So Carla Marie had mentioned that on Norwegian Cruise Lines, we all wore matching Roosevelt shirts. And I feel like we did that ironically. Like we knew we were being silly. Oh, you're frozen again.
Does anyone wear? No. All
right.
I'm here.
Take a pause. Hold on. Don't say anything. I'll let you know when it looks like we're caught up. I feel like we just held like the digital hose and all of Carla Marie just shot out afterwards. All right. I think
that's like a normal day though.
I think you're good.
Okay. Ooh, as Court in Spokane said, you can wear matching You Look Great shirts. I am wearing a You Look Great shirt when we drink around the world at Epcot on Sunday because I think that's the perfect day for it.
I guess we were all wearing You Look Great shirts last Friday at the Seattle Cocktail Club event. So
yeah, so
there's that. Maybe I'm not as against the matching shirts as I thought I was.
Yeah, you're not, and it's so fun because then it's like, look, we're a family, yay!
I have seen. So the last time I was at Disney was actually for a bachelor party.
Yeah, didn't you wear matching shirts?
I don't think so.
Well, that sounds like a lame bachelor party.
We weren't wearing matching shirts, and I don't know if Hav is still in the chat, but I believe he was there, and he can correct me. But we weren't wearing matching shirts. The matching thing that happened was as we were walking around, we realized everybody was in red, and we thought like we missed the memo, which apparently we did because it was Gay Pride weekend. And for whatever reason, that weekend, everyone wore red. I don't know like what the correlation was.
Right.
But that's what everyone wore.
Okay. So we're going to get back to the shirt in about 15 or so minutes. I have a special guest showing up.
Oh, no.
So we'll talk more about Disney. Yeah, he's coming all the way out. He's leaving the park and coming over here. No. So stay tuned for that. But I was reading because I have a New York Times subscription that I forgot about, so I logged back in. So I was reading all the news last night.
Nice
so this
flex.
is going to be a News Marie segment. There is an asteroid that is as wide as the Empire State Building is tall.
Okay.
right? So it's like coming towards Earth and has a decent amount percentage of actually whacking planet Earth, except in year 2300.
2300.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'm not worried.
I'm not. So now this is my thought process. So these scientists are talking about it and they're like, well, like in year 2200, it's this percent likely, and 2100 it's this percent likely, and blah, blah, blah. And like they're like doing all this stuff now. But if they just wanted to be like, F it, we don't want to do this, who cares? Like there's,
What do
it
you mean?
doesn't
I don't
matter
know.
to
I'm
any of
not following you.
all these scientists are going to be working on what they need to do to prepare for this in the year 2300. And then they need to pass it along to like the next 10 generations of scientists. But like if they wanted to just say, nah, I don't want to focus on this, it doesn't matter to me, I'm going to live my life because Earth's not going to be here or I'm not going to be here.
Yeah, I think
It's crazy to think about.
there are so many other things we'd have to worry about before this asteroid wiped out the planet that, like, I don't know, is the planet even going to be here? Are people going to be on
Right.
Earth? Is Bezos and family going to move everyone to another planet? Who knows?
And
Maybe
they were
we'll be
talking about
living
how,
on the asteroid.
and it was like, I guess saying that your great great grandchildren probably won't even be alive. Like, and thinking about how like that's just wild. Like that is so far into the future.
Yeah, you figure every generation, let's say, is like 70 years. So you're looking at like you're looking at just about 5 generations.
I don't know about that. I feel like it's tough because I think the next generations are easily going to live to like 100, but at the same time, while like we have all the science and research on how we need to make our body healthy and all that, we also have the world falling apart around us that's going to play a part into the air quality and everything. So I'm
That's fair.
curious how long people are actually going to live.
So, but here's the thing. Even if that asteroid gets really close to Earth, we already have the blueprint on how to take it out. You just pop on Armageddon, you watch what they did, you recreate it, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
What if in a weird...
We're sending Bruce Willis up.
No. Because he's going to be dead in like a couple of years. Let's be
We
serious.
can preserve him. Walt is here.
What if Bruce Willis passes down, because his family is super rich, they'll have like great educations and stuff. He makes sure that all of the next kids in line in his family all go to like aeronautics science school, become astronauts, so that Bruce Willis's great grandchild ends up being the astronaut that goes there and does exactly what Bruce Willis did in Armageddon, but in real life.
Or hear me out. We can actually just hope that real astronauts' families go and learn more about being astronauts. Or we can just go into the Jonas Brothers time machine, like in the year 3000, and we can see what happens.
But what? No, you can't, because if the world ends in 2300, then when you time travel to the year 3000, you're going to see nothing.
We'll know. Yeah, we'll know. We'll know if the meteor hit. Is there a difference between a meteor and an asteroid?
You got me. Ask Bruce Willis. He's the expert. Or Ben Affleck.
Can you guys hear the pool chaos that's happening?
The pool chaos? I don't
There's like
hear.
a full-blown like rager happening at this pool right now.
No, that's not coming through.
Good. Okay, what else is on my list?
Well, you're going to talk about your list because I just realized we have to open up another contest.
Oh yeah, do you have the bag so you can show?
No, I mailed it out. The one that was here yesterday, I mailed out, but I can run downstairs and grab it. But I do have a picture as well.
You have the picture, so pull that up. Okay. So I'm curious in the chat, I'm going to talk about Mama Marie for a second. If anyone else's parents are like this. So my mom is very needs to know when our flight takes off, when our flight lands. And yesterday I didn't give her all my flight information, and my flight took off 2 hours and 45 minutes late.
Okay.
Somehow we only got here an hour late because time travel, it's a wonderful thing. But my mom knew the time I was supposed to land. However, I was on the plane with Wi-Fi texting the family group chat the whole time. So finally she texted me and goes, "Did you land?" And I said, "In 20 minutes. So when I finally land, I say, "Hey, everybody, I landed." She goes, "Oh, thank God." I was getting worried. And I'm like, "Mom, first of all, you could have literally Googled plane crash just to find out if I was alive or not. Like, you would have known Second of all, where is your head? I've been texting for the last 6 hours.
So,
And third,
oh, sorry, continue. I know there's a third.
there wasn't really a third, actually. Go.
So, the interesting thing is, like you said in the beginning, I feel like if a plane goes down in America, everyone's going to find out like pretty soon. I still will text my mom normally when I take off and land, but I've definitely forgotten when I've landed, and she's never been like, oh my God, I thought you died. It's just been like,
my
okay,
mom
have
every
fun.
time. She made me send my flight info for the way home already as soon as I was at the airport, or like the other day. She's like, no, I need your flight info for Monday.
Oh, the only time I send info for that kind of stuff is if I'm flying back to New Jersey and they're picking me up.
Yes.
That's about it.
I needed to send everything.
No,
and then she sits there and looks at the flight tracker.
When I fly next week to Nashville, I'm not sending my mom the actual flight information. It's just I'll just be like, hey, I'm taking off for Nashville. Talk to you later.
I also, like, what is she thinking when she's watching the flight tracker? If it goes down, is there going to be like a big X where the plane was? Or like,
well, no,
what is she going to do?
It'll just disappear, I guess.
Like, what is she going to do? I don't know. So here I am. I survived and she panics. But so go ahead.
No, I was going to say, since you survived, I know that we have to, because I want to make sure people enter the contest, Carla Marie.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you can see it, but I'm putting the actual prize. And by the way, Tuesday's winner, that was already sent out yesterday on my list of chores that I did. But
good job, Anthony.
You've got the insulated wine cup with the lid. You've got the cinch or drawstring backpack, whatever you want to call it, that looks like a little hoodie. And for the record, that hoodie pocket is legit. Like, it's made out of actual hoodie material. And
I don't recommend putting things in there, though.
No, but it would actually, now that I'm thinking about it, if you've got like a yoga mat, you could probably put the yoga mat through that, or maybe a baseball bat if you're walking around with one for some reason. You could do that as well. Sometimes
great for softball team.
Yeah, exactly. I've walked around with a baseball bat. I've taken Subway with a baseball bat.
Okay, so what?
I have. Exclamation point and the word enter. Put that into the chat so you can enter to win.
Why?
Why what?
Did you take a Subway with a baseball bat?
Because I was going to play softball.
People? Oh, I thought like as safety.
No, although I felt way safer when I did it.
I bet.
So
yesterday on my Alaska flight, we don't know why we were delayed. They were literally like, right, I'm safe. Great. No one knows what's going on.
Say all of that again.
So on my flight yesterday, we were delayed for 2 hours, like I said, over 2 hours. And the flight attendants and everyone, like, no one knew why. So this man who works for Alaska is walking up and down the plane, like talking to everyone at like every few rows. And I'm like, this guy is dressed like way different than a flight attendant. I've never noticed flight attendants be dressed like that. But he's walking around with a little sign that was like telling you to wear a mask. And he's like, I know it's annoying, blah, 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 but we all got to wear them. And he's like being like super fun at every row. And he's like, and we'll keep you up to date what's going on. And I'm like, okay. And he's like at my row talking. He like leaned in. He's like, sorry, don't mean to get in your little Delta COVID bubble. I was about to make a joke like, this is Alaska, not Delta. But I was like, shut your mouth. Don't be a dad. And then he finishes and the flight attendant gets on and is like, okay, and today we've got Captain whatever and Captain Chris, who was walking up and down the plane. And I was like, that was the freaking pilot. Like, how cool was that? Because we were delayed. But I didn't know
so
he was
just
the pilot.
bored and was like, I'm just going to walk up and down the aisle.
But the flight attendant I was cackling out loud. This man had the jokes. The whole, like, his little spiel had, like, little, like, jokes written into it. And
this was on Alaska?
Yeah, and he was like, if there are 8 exit rows, if you hate my jokes, that's where you get like, he's like, there's 8 exit doors. If you hate my jokes, get out that way. And then when we landed, you know, when you're like pulling up to the gate.
Yeah.
And he goes, okay, everybody, wait for it. And then it stops. He goes, go. And I was like, I just love that he was like making fun of the fact that everyone was going to run off the plane. And it was just like, so as delayed as we were, hands down, like A+ world-class experience.
See, it's interesting because and yeah, every now and then you get like a little personality in the very normal things that flight attendants say. Okay. The only time I've seen them like really go off script is Southwest Airlines. And they do like...
But they don't have any right now.
No, I think Southwest is fine. Spirit seems to be the one that's like really out of control. Because I just saw that the flight attendant union, governing body of flight attendants, gave Spirit Airlines a lot of crap because they're actually asking for volunteers to help them at airports instead of actually hiring people to do the jobs they're supposed to do.
That's ridiculous. But maybe they should charge more than $70 for a plane ticket, and they would be able to pay people. But also, I would volunteer to be a flight attendant for a day.
No, you're not going to be a flight attendant. You're just going to do like ticketing stuff in the lobby, basically, or in the airport. You're going to do all the crap work that no one wants to do.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that.
And I wouldn't do it. Listen, if you're giving me like free flights for a year, I'd think about it. But I'm not just doing free work for your company that I'm paying to be a part of either.
No.
So.
But for a day, I would be a flight attendant. I think I'm about to get in trouble by someone who works here. I'm unsure what's happening.
Well, while Carla Marie figures that out, I want to make sure that everyone, because I saw one person do it and they were a first-time chatter. I don't remember the name. Make sure when you're entering the contest, it's exclamation point and the word enter together. No space, nothing like that. Just exclamation point and the word enter. You could also use the word ticket. Just make sure there's no space.
Okay.
Did you get in trouble?
No, not yet, but I think I'm about to. What should I tell them I'm doing? Tell
them you're on a really important call with the mouse.
Zoom call. Yeah.
It's a Disney Zoom call. You're trying to see this is what you tell them. Say, hey, I work for Disney Incorporated. Is that the name of the actual company? Or the Disney company? Whatever the formal name of Disney is. Like, I don't know if it's Disney LLC. I don't know. You tell them you're working for Disney and you're scouting out the next properties you're going to buy.
I will say I'm a mouseketeer.
Like from...
I'm in the Mickey Mouse
the Mickey Mouse Club?
Yeah.
Do they still have a Mickey Mouse Club?
No. They don't have anything good anymore on TV.
Oh, but you know what? My brother actually just posted something on his Instagram story, speaking of good TV, that apparently Rugrats, Doug,
I saw that,
and Ren and Stimpy all premiered on the same day, which was yesterday of 1991.
Isn't that nuts? Like, who would have thought of the same day?
Yeah. That is, what was on before that? I don't even know.
Nothing.
Not that I had much of a memory before 1990. I don't really have much of a memory before 2020, but 1991 was especially hard for me to remember anything before that because I was pretty little.
Tough year. So heads up, anyone coming to Florida, I know Megan, who listens to the show, is on her way here. There's a tropical storm rolling in.
Say that again.
Its name is Fred, of course, which is my tropical Fred is rolling into Florida. And like all the tourists.
Stop. Okay. We need to let all the words catch up. And I think you're good now. Okay. There we go.
So tropical storm Fred is rolling into Florida, and tourists are very much like, what is happening? What is happening? But I've talked to people who live here, and they're like, oh, you're fine. If Waffle House closes, our friend Rose, who's on the radio, said, if Waffle House closes and Disney starts talking about closing, that's when you actually need to be concerned.
Oh, are you going to see Rose's mom? Does she still work at Disney? She was like the main cake builder or something.
At the Grand Floridian. But no, I don't think so. But I am going to try to see Rose at some point. And today I actually might get to see Lisa, Froggy's wife, because she's coming shopping, of course, in Orlando. And I might meet her at Disney Springs, formerly downtown Disney.
And for those who don't know, Froggy's no longer in Miami. He's in the Jacksonville area. So it's a lot easier to get from Jacksonville to Orlando than it would have been.
I don't know where anything in Florida is.
Like in relation to one another?
No idea.
So Jacksonville.
I think it's all here.
And I know there's a bunch of Florida people in here. Jacksonville would be east of Orlando. Orlando's kind of central. And if you go to Jacksonville and then you would take a right and drive south, you then go towards West Palm Beach,
if you're listening
then Fort
to this
Lauderdale,
right now and driving,
and then Miami.
Okay. My special guest is on deck and ready to go.
Okay.
Okay, special guest. Come here, sir. Hi.
Oh, northeast. Hey.
And hold on.
He looks like he's 6.
Here you go.
How old is that kid?
Michael is how many months? 9 months, but actually he's 47.
Yeah, he looks like a grown ass man almost.
Here, look, say hi. Who's that?
He is not impressed. He also doesn't know me. So
Here, this is his microphone. Hold it.
Is it plugged into anything?
No.
Oh, okay.
I can't.
He is not. What an unimpressed baby.
Okay. But look at his shirt. Hold on.
Oh, it doesn't say like
Matt,
great.
baby.
It should say baby Michael.
Baby Michael. No.
And I just realized your shirt should say great aunt Carla Marie.
I know, but I'm here with my nieces, so.
Oh, true.
We couldn't have put aunt/great aunt.
That's true. Yeah, that would have been weird.
I also have a lot of people who keep DMing me saying, I don't understand how you're a great aunt. And I was telling my nieces this last night. Oh, hell yeah.
It's because you're 87.
So someone on Instagram, thank you guys, asked me, what makes you a great aunt? Hold on, the microphone keeps cutting out because he's banging.
I also want to say if anyone just popped in here real quick, the fact that you have a baby in one arm, a White Claw for a second in the other, and a Disney shirt is like the most Florida thing you could have possibly done. Florida woman gets kicked out of Waffle House with baby in White Claw.
Okay, so anyway, people keep asking me, how am I a great aunt? And I keep saying, because my niece had a baby. And someone's like, I don't understand, that makes you a great aunt. And I think people assume that when you become a certain age, you automatically become a great aunt. I don't think people fully grasp the lineage of becoming a great aunt.
Got it. So they think like once you hit like 85, then you go from being a regular aunt to a great aunt.
Like you have to live through a certain amount of years. I'm like, no.
No, that's not how that works. Your aunt is your aunt regardless of how old she is. And then when you have a child, that aunt becomes a great aunt.
Oh, no. Okay, wait.
Shouldn't it be a grand aunt though when you think about it?
A grand aunt? Like
right?
like grandma?
Yeah.
Okay, wait, Michael, can we show them what you learned? Through
He does look a little bit like a baby Ed Sheeran. That was from Milwaukee Tom in the chat.
Okay, and then Michael, can you clap hands for everybody? Yay! He's a good little monkey. He knows all his tricks. Oh, you want to do it again? He does it back to you. Watch. Hold on. Okay. Okay. He's drooling. No. My dad apparently taught him that.
Taught him how to do the mouth thing? Yep. What do you even call that?
What do you call that? I don't know.
Let's see. Angela said that's how we say it in most Native families. My great aunts are called my grandmas. Oh, so they're all your grandmas once they get to that age, or
what?
Like that
No
level.
one's calling me grandma.
No, I think a grand aunt. Wait, a grand aunt is your grandmother's sister. Yeah, that would be the same thing. Or is it a different term?
No, that would be your grandma's sister's off your great aunt.
But it should be your grand aunt, is what I'm saying.
No.
Because,
it should be grand
because your mom.
Yeah.
Okay, so for example, Carla Marie, your mom is your niece's grandmother, correct?
Yes. Okay, do it this way. My sister. His grandma is my sister.
Yes. So his grandma is your sister. That's his grandmother.
Yeah.
She either should be a great mother or you should be a grand aunt.
A great mother or a grand aunt. Okay.
Yeah. It shouldn't, like, there's no reason for a distinction between the two. You should either be a grandmother and a grand aunt or a great aunt and a great mother. Right? Are you following?
I am following, but again, the English language makes no sense. So.
This is so stupid. I don't know why this all just dawned on me now. But a great aunt shouldn't even be a thing. Unless a great aunt is over a grand. Right? Like if your child has a kid, then you're a great aunt. Enjoy your White Claw, Carla Marie.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't understand. I'm really glad we got to break down the dictionary today.
Yeah, it happens. Don't forget, by the way, I'm going to have to cover the baby for 1 second with a picture.
No, Martha said the conversation's irrelevant because we're all just watching the baby.
Well, that's fair. But
he is a very good baby, except this morning he decided at 6 a.m. he was going to wake up and just start yelling. So that was fun because that was
happens.
3 a.m. for his aunt.
So the thing that's on the screen right now, the backpack and the insulated cup with a lid, those are available. All you've got to do is type in ! And the word enter into the chat for your free ticket. It is only open to subs. So if you've not subscribed yet, you should. Because we pay for shipping ourselves.
Oh.
What just happened?
Well, we're definitely keeping this microphone. I know we thought about returning it, but there is a glob of baby slobber on that.
That's what I'm supposed to take to Nashville next week, right?
Oh,
Okay, nope. That's not allowed. Give him the other microphone.
here, sir.
Let's see.
No.
How much White Claw did the baby have?
How much White Claw did you drink, sir? Excuse me, Michael. Can you please tell us how much White Claw you drink? That's a lot.
So what is the plan for today? You're not going to Disney today, right?
No, today will be pool time, and then we are gonna go to Disney Springs, which is formerly Downtown Disney. That's basically like you don't have to pay to go in. It's like an outdoor area that has restaurants and shops and everything.
Okay.
So you get the Disney experience without having to give up your firstborn to get in there.
We took a bunch of, when I did my, not my bachelor party, but when I went to my friend's bachelor party in Disney, we went there for a little bit and took some shots at one of the bars over there. It's like a pretty cool scene.
Yep. And then tomorrow we go to Magic Kingdom. Then Saturday we do just chill by the pool, or if anyone has any amazing Orlando recommendations, possibly to do in the rain, let me know. And Sunday we go to Epcot's Food and Wine Festival.
So you're going to be at the park 2 days. Well, I guess Downtown Disney is still, it's not really part of the park.
No,
right?
We're doing that tonight. And then Saturday night we're eating at the boardwalk, which is also outside. It's like right outside of,
So every day you will be at some sort of Disney property.
Pretty much.
Are you going to be documenting it on your Instagram story or anything?
You know it, right?
All right. So if you're a big fan of Disney, maybe you haven't been there yet and you want to see what Carla Marie is up to, make sure you're following her at the Carla Marie on Instagram. She's going to be Snapchatting it as well. I don't know. Do you even have Snapchat on your phone?
Wait, we had this conversation last night about Snapchat because Angelo, the McDonald's pizza lover, apparently loves Snapchat and stop eating it. And I was like, I didn't know people still use Snapchat. And he does. Just that's how he sends his friends photos.
So I had a problem with Snapchat and I have to download it again because I had so much spam from random like teenagers sending me pictures of their ceilings. Bizarre. Like it was so stupid. And I got into a point where I was like, I don't even want to go through this. And you can't block people, or the whole platform is a little difficult when you have a larger following that can just send random nonsense all day.
Well, I think it's funny because I was talking to my niece about this. She had a streak she still does it just to have a streak. It's how many days? 1,200 something days.
Yeah, but I don't need, like when people send me their streaks, I want to block them immediately. I don't care about your streak. I'm not part of your streak. Don't send me it. But
I said, how smart of Snapchat to create something that was nothing to just prove like, just use our app every day. And it was kind of genius.
Yeah, because it makes you open the app every day. I do need to download it again because I got so much spam that I just had to take it off my phone entirely, and I have to see if it works now. There was something in the chat. Someone said, first time chat from Chris Paoleo. I'm going to hopefully...
Chris Paolello. That's, he's a friend of ours.
Okay, perfect. So he just said, I just downloaded this Twitch stuff and I feel lost. If you have any questions, put them in the chat. Guarantee you someone in here has the answer for you.
So Chris went to...
What was that?
He went to high school with my nieces, and
cool.
His sister is Erin, who you met at you were at Erin's bachelorette party.
Oh, yeah.
And you met his
Erin's
wife.
Awesome.
His wife was the only calm and normal one at the bachelorette party.
No, Erin was pretty normal as well.
His fiance. Yeah.
There were 2 normal people there at the wedding.
Yeah.
At the bachelorette party. Everyone else was batshit crazy.
Yeah.
What else was I going to say in here? It's funny. We were just having we had a lunch with someone the other day we were talking about Twitch a lot, and they were asking what the benefits of Twitch were and what kind of the pitfalls of Twitch were. And I was like, the craziest thing is, as great as Twitch is, I think the only downfall is that you have to learn like a new language almost when you jump in. And thankfully to everyone who's joined our little family here on Twitch, like we're helping each other out. Everyone has got different tips. We have worked with DJ Vega, Marco Penta, just to like help each other out. And we've created a place where I think everyone kind of knows at least the base level of what to do in here. That is a happy baby.
It's a very happy baby. There's quite the learning curve, but once you get it, it's easy. Sir, your Mima's in the group in the chat, and she said, "Michael, do so big." Does he do it?
What?
How big is Michael? How big is Michael?
He's 14.
He's 14. He doesn't want to do so big today. You can clap hands though, Michael. Oh my God, he almost closed me out of the whole thing.
That would have been hilarious.
Okay.
Let's see.
So,
Amanda O'Brien
dude.
says, I think I got the hang of it now. Kind of. My friends stream Dungeons and Dragons on Twitch. D&D. I haven't played D&D since I was like 12.
I saw D&D and I thought it was Do Not Disturb.
Or Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Although that would just be D&D, right?
Dungeons and Dragons?
Mm-hmm.
Am I saying that right?
Are you not familiar with the game?
No, I just know nerds play it.
I mean, that's pretty true.
Alyssa just looked at Angelo. Does Angelo play Dungeons and Dragons? I know.
Let's see. I'm trying to make sure we're not missing anything in the chat before we head out for the day. We are not sure if there's going to be a My Day Friday this week, mainly because there are connection issues and timing issues. But if we don't end up posting a My Day Friday tomorrow, I promise you the last 2 episodes were actually really good. So if you've not caught up yet, check those out. And before we go anywhere, Carla Marie, because you posted about this on your story, Sunali and Claire and Olympia both just asked how your lip is doing. That'll be the last thing we talk about today.
Well, someone also asked about your number at the gym.
Oh, yeah. I'll do that quickly, actually, because it's out of all the weird numbers I've gotten at the gym, this is actually the most normal. Carla Marie and I went out to dinner about 2 weekends ago in Capitol Hill.
It's date night.
And we went to a Mexican restaurant. And I realized one of the servers that dropped off food at our table, I looked back. I'm like, man, that guy looks really familiar. I think he works out at LA Fitness. I don't actually know him. I just see him all the time. So that following day when I went to the gym, that following Monday, actually, it turns out he actually works there. His name is Max. Seems like a really nice guy. And the first kind of light that went off in my head was, oh, this guy works weekends at restaurants, works at the gym, probably still a student trying to make some extra money over the summer. And our friends at Seattle Cocktail Club have positions open for like part-time event staff. So not a consistent thing, but every now and then on weekends or evenings, they have gigs for people. So I got his info to connect him with Amy from Seattle Cocktail Club. And I texted him the link for their application.
Awesome. And we are going to do our job fair soon. So don't forget.
That too. So that's how I got another number. My probably 7th number from a guy at LA Fitness in Ballard.
Gym. I mean, it's, ladies, there's plenty of guys giving out their numbers at LA Fitness in Ballard. Okay, so do I have a fat lip and why do I have a mark on my lip? There is an actual bruise.
It doesn't look that bad on the screen.
Yeah, you can see it. Yep, my family's like, you can see it. So I'll let Anthony explain this.
Nope.
So that's why. Before I left for the trip, Anthony decided it was going to be one of 10 nights out of the whole year that we slept in the same bed. And I know my parents are watching and they think that I lied to them that we don't share a bed because we don't. So he's arguing with me. We're having a workout conversation about Apple Fitness. And he's trying to tell me that I should be burning more calories a day because, yes, people, these are the conversations that we have.
So Carla Marie brings up her Apple Fitness thing, and she's like, oh, I burned 300 calories today. I said, Carla Marie, if you burned 300 calories or 500 calories in a whole day, you'd be like 1,000 pounds. I mean, I burned 500. Most people burn like 300 to 500 calories just sleeping. And she's like, no, this is what Apple says. I'm burning 500 calories a day.
It was active calories, just so we all know. So anyway, I'm on my phone showing him something, and he goes, let me see. And he goes to take my phone, not knowing it's plugged in. So it like yanks and drops, but it was this close to my face and just dropped on my tooth. I started hysterical crying because I thought my braces were like busted. My tooth was killing me. I was bleeding. It was, I just got my lips injected. And I was like, this is why we don't share a bed.
Yeah. Who has their phone above their face while it's also plugged in? That seems dangerous.
Everyone.
Nope. Seems very, very dangerous. But yeah, Carla Marie does have a swollen lip. And was it bleeding on the inside?
Yeah.
It has like that Florida woman with baby and White Claw on Twitch. What else do we have here? I did feel really, really bad.
He did. I've never seen Anthony apologize more in his life. It was kind of nice.
Well, also the immediate reaction
outside and inside.
The immediate reaction for any guy when any woman next to them starts crying is you just start apologizing profusely, basically. And that's essentially what happened. I didn't realize how it hit her directly, like on the lip and tooth. But once I saw Carla Marie's face, I was like, oh, this is not good. This is not good at all.
This baby weighs 23 pounds. I'm going to burn so many calories today.
Yeah, not if you ask Apple.
Look at his belly. Look at that belly.
Like am I wearing it now? No, I'm not wearing my Fitbit right now, but it said that I burned 500 calories sleeping. So
what?
If I sleep for 6 hours, I will burn as many calories as you do during an Apple Fitness workout.
Okay. No, even in Barry's bootcamp workout, I only burned 390, like max.
You just got to lift weights. Sorry, bro. You got to get swole.
Okay. You know, this isn't the Anthony shames people for not working out enough show.
All right, we are out of here. Follow Carla Marie this weekend for more Instagram stories of that beautiful baby boy, Michael, over there. The 37-year-old baby.
Hear?
And
he can hear you now.
Obviously, he does not like that.
Like that.
Well, you also jammed something in his ear. I wouldn't like that either. And you'll obviously see Carla Marie's trip to Disney.
Okay, Anthony, pick the winner.
Oh, that's right. Thank you. Who reminded you in the chat?
I couldn't see. I can't the reflection, but thank you.
Let's see. Go to giveaways.
Ooh, 100 in my family.
This has only been open for 26 minutes and 107 people have entered. We'll give you a couple more seconds. All you've got to do is type in exclamation point and the word enter. And
favorite aunt.
Well, the Grand Aunt Marie.
Grand Aunt Marie. Michael, can you please? I know it's hot. Can you do
So exclamation point, exclamation point, and the word enter, and I will close this contest in about 10 seconds. I just want to make sure all the people who are delayed a little bit have an opportunity. Exclamation point. I hate that word. Exclamation point and the word enter. And I am closing the giveaway in 3, 2,
all right,
1.
Who's the winner?
The winner. Who do we have here? DC Moni 22. Nice. DC MONI 22. Hopefully you're still here in the chat.
Okay, clap hands for the winner.
Hopefully you're still here in the chat getting your applause from the baby. DC MONI 22.
Okay, he's done, I think. He doesn't want to be here anymore.
Oh, there we go. So, DC Moni, we are going to message you on Twitch real quick to get all your information, and we'll be doing this contest again every day next week. So we'll have 3 more chances to win Monday, Tuesday, Thursday.
Hell yeah.
And if for whatever reason you, like my brother, thought that we were not doing shows on Thursdays because we had the schedule messed up on Twitch, I just fixed that last night. So Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Well, no, because my brother texted me yesterday. He's like, oh, so you guys only do the show Monday and Tuesday now? It's like, nope. No. But I have no idea how long that has been incorrect for.
Okay, probably a very long time.
Probably.
So, yeah.
But thank you guys for hanging out. We will be back Monday morning. We'll see if Carla Marie's reception or service or connection is better.
Yep.
Everyone email Ron DeSantis. Tell him to work on the infrastructure of their cable in Florida. What was that, Carla Marie?
The baby's father was just tossing him in the air and then just threw him into the top of the umbrella.
Oh, my God. Have you ever thrown a baby into a ceiling fan?
No, but our room has a ceiling fan, so it's possible.
I've seen it.
Have
you? I didn't throw the baby into the ceiling fan, but I've seen it happen. It was, for the record, a total accident. The baby was fine. It's basically an adult today. But yeah, be careful when tossing babies into the air, especially when there are ceiling fans around.
There we go. That is today's lesson, everybody.
That's how we're going to end the show. Peace out.
Okay. Bye.